This had to be one of the funnest, Olympics to watch. I mean, you look at the greatness that was on full display. I mean, the Olympics as a whole, the world of basketball is getting better. You got teams like Serbia that, almost beat Team USA. They were up 17 points in the fourth quarter. South Sudan had a great story. Luol Deng was funding that team, and he did a great job with that team. They were a frisky ass team. They were talking shit. Kevin Durant. There was a lot of competitiveness in this Olympics, and it was probably one of my favorite seasons to watch. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Curry, these guys, probably it's their last chance, their last time suiting up for the Olympics. People are calling it the last dance, and I think that sums it up pretty great. No, the last dance sums it up perfectly because, I mean, LeBron James, next Olympics, 2028, he's going to be 44. Curry and Durant are going to be 40, and these guys, this is their last, opportunity. They're playing still at a high level. Kevin Durant, first game healthy, played in the Olympics, shot 8 for 8 from the field. Insane ass performance from the bench. Curry, 17 for 26 the last two games from three, and 35 points against Serbia as a whole. Single-handedly, led Team USA to win that victory. Honestly, if he wasn't there, if he's not the greatest point guard of all time, they don't win that game. And Kevin Durant had his great moments as well. Like I said, the performance where he shot 8 for 8, 20-some points. He's the all-time leading scorer in Olympic basketball for Team USA, and he's the only American to have 4 golds, for Team USA and for basketball in the Olympics. So, this guy, great career, has all the accolades, still playing at a high level, 36 years old, so he still has a lot left in the tank. The Suns, how they position this team, maybe, they can be competitive this year. Tyus Jones, maybe he adds that extra to the team that they could use to win a championship. But Kevin Durant, easy money sniper still a bucket. LeBron James still showed that he's the best player in the world, maybe still at the age of 40, won MVP for the Olympics and showed greatness on offense and defense. Still one of the smartest basketball players to ever play the game as well. And Devin Booker, I thought he showed that he's still probably, if not one or two, best shooting guard in the league right now. Anthony Edwards had some great runs off the bench, sparking that unit. Anthony Davis, I thought he was great defensively. Jason Tatum, I know, he didn't get much run. He didn't get much playing time. Derek White, Drew Holiday got more playing time than his ass. His mom was complaining about it. Tatum, Jaylen Brown's complaining about not being on the roster. But I think really Steve Kerr fucked up his confidence, not putting him out there. And when he did put him out there, we saw it was a lot of ass. It was bad, bricking shots and stuff. So I think he's going to come back with a vengeance this year. I mean, you have your teammates, Derek White, Drew Holiday, getting more tick than you. You're coming off a championship season and being all NBA player. So Tatum, he deserved a little more run than he got. I thought him over Booker would make a lot of sense, the starting lineup. Curry, LeBron James, Embiid, Kevin Durant, and Tatum. That's what the starting five should have been. But either way, they won gold, so no complaining needed. People, the Glazers of Jason Tatum, they're going to complain, but anybody that, watched this, run and is a fan of everything in general, no matter who you were a fan of coming into this Olympics, if you're a LeBron James hater, you're calling him Captain America after this. The Avengers were assembled, and if you hated, the Warriors and Curry and what he's done, the championship, Draymond Green, all you hated all them, you were still rooting for Curry, and you were rooting for him proudly. Go USA. You were happy as hell. He's dropping 35 on Serbia. He's making all these threes. He's great. A lot of people were saying, wow, this feels really good rooting for Curry. Kevin Durant, you were rooting for him. Drew Holiday, all these other players, like these dominant players, Embiid, all the hate he's still getting, but he was cooking Jokic in that game against Serbia. He was cooking his ass offensively. So you're rooting for all these great players as they come together on Team USA, and that's what's great about this. The world of basketball, like I said, is getting better. Serbia, Bogdanovic put on a masterclass. He even was doing Carmelo's signature, disrespectful as fuck. He got what he deserved at the end, getting that L. But just the world of basketball is so much more competitive. You got a lot of players overseas that are really fucking good. Overseas players in the NBA that are dominating the league are playing for their home country. Except for Embiid. No harm, no foul there. But Luka playing for his, team. Jokic playing for Serbia. Giannis playing for Greece. And France, man. Wembanyama, man. Wemby is gonna be so fucking good. It's criminal to think about. Already, he took his team to the final matchup, and he had 26 points. If it wasn't for Rudy Gobert and Evan Fournier, those guys being busters, probably would have beat Team USA. The version we are seeing of Wemby right now, this is the worst we'll see him. This is crazy to say, but he's probably going to win in 2028, when LeBron James, Durant, all these top guys are not in there no more. It's, Anthony Edwards, Booker, Tatum, that 1 year where it's Donovan Mitchell, Drew Holiday, all these guys that are not in the top category, the elite category. That's probably the unit we'll see going against Wemby in the final. Maybe they don't make it to the final. Maybe Canada beats them as well, too. Who knows? But this was just a great run of basketball to see. Great Olympics. And I'm happy to see LeBron James and some of these legends take it, in their final, run with the Olympics. Curry, it was his first run doing, the Olympics, but he showed out. He showed everybody why he's still the best shooter in the game ever of all time, and maybe the best point guard of all time. I think he is. He has all the accolades. He changed basketball himself. Just everybody's, shooting from half court. Everybody's taking these far range 3-point shots now because of Curry and just the impact he's had on the game. It's been insane. But Curry, Durant, LeBron James, they've shown they can do it still at a high level. I need Curry and LeBron to at least team up. The Lakers, the Warriors, we know this season is probably not going to go well for them. The Warriors are not going to get Lowry no more. He just signed an extension, and the Lakers have made no moves. So this season, both those teams in the play-in, they need to make that talk. Warriors, Lakers, send Curry to the Lakers, whatever you got to do. I also, seeing Nick Wright throw out a little potential trade that's very interesting. Wemby getting LeBron James and Curry to come to San Antonio. You got one of the best coaches of all time in Greg Popovich, and you got Wemby, a generational talent. Having LeBron James as his vet and Curry, a shooter alongside him, and Chris Paul running the point, I would be really interested in seeing that. I think the Spurs could win a title with those four. You give up Keldon Johnson, you give up Vassell, but it's all right. Stephon Castle, he might be a good player you could have off the bench. You have some picks that you can, this year, I think this year might be a wash. You might be a playing team at the best. So, just continue to develop Wemby. And that next year when you have that money to spend, go get Curry, go get LeBron James, and let them play out the rest of their career with the Spurs and Wemby and help him get to that next level. That would be very interesting. And like I said, I think they would win a title with the Spurs. But all in all, Olympics, 10 out of 10. It was a great watch. Every game I was on the edge of my seat. And just seeing greats team up together. The Avengers, as LeBron James called it. Perfect. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.